Most Hungarians disagree with the EU imposing sanctions on Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. These sanctions actually caused suffering for people in Europe. The country's economy even suffered losses after being hit by the COVID pandemic. The government in Budapest announced the poll results on Saturday. In a Facebook post, the Hungarian government revealed that 97% of Hungarians reject sanctions that cause serious harm, adding that the message is clear: Brussels' sanctions policy must be reviewed. Alexandra Sentkarai, spokeswoman for the government, was quoted as saying by Russia Today that the restrictions imposed by the EU on Russia and Ukraine have failed to stop the conflict, but caused many economic problems for Europe. In this case, Hungary is likely to reject the plan to limit oil and gas sanctions, he said. People who took part in the consultations said no to sanctions that further raise food prices or add to the burden on European tourism, Sentkarai added. The spokesperson pointed out that Hungary was the first EU country to conduct a poll of its citizens about the impact of the sanctions. He also described the consultation as a guideline for Hungarian public actors, with the results of which will be communicated to EU authorities in Brussels. This is really necessary because they want to introduce new sanctions rather than revise the sanctions policy, explained Sentkarai. He went on to thank the roughly 1.4 million people who took part in the survey, noting that detailed results will be released in the near future. Consultations on the matter were launched in mid-October and include 7 questions on sanctions against exports of oil, gas, raw materials, as well as nuclear and tourism. In recent months, Western sanctions imposed on Russia over the Ukraine conflict have exacerbated Europe's energy crisis, causing fuel prices and the cost of living to soar. Hungary, which is heavily dependent on Russian energy, has long been critical of the EU's sanctions policy. On Friday, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said that by promoting sanctions on the bloc, German politicians had miscalculated, but lacked the courage to admit it. Last month, Russian Finance Minister Anton Silvanov said that the sanctions had a major impact on the European economy. He also claims the US is the only country to benefit from them, having sold liquefied natural gas to Europe at exorbitant prices. Russia's energy dependence. Currently, Hungary is very dependent on Russia in terms of energy. Oil and natural gas from Russia still dominate Hungary's energy. In the short term, Hungary will not be able to replace the energy from Russia. This was stated by MP and Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, Thomas Mencher, to TV channel M1 on Friday. Mencher said the 2 fundamental conditions for Hungary's energy security were the continued import of crude oil from Russia and the smooth operation of the Turkish Stream pipeline through which the country receives most of its annual natural gas supply. Russian gas accounts for 85% of Hungary's gas consumption and 65% of oil demand. This cannot be changed overnight, he explained. According to the official, Hungary continues to look for opportunities to diversify supply, but all of the options under consideration have drawbacks. Experts see 3 possibilities for diversification. We can increase the capacity of the LNG terminal in Croatia. The second thing is to start production at the 3rd Neptune gas field. We can import gas from Azerbaijan, said Mencher, adding that all 3 require a lot of money, time, and serious infrastructure development, so that Russian gas cannot be replaced at the moment. He noted that Hungary's gas storage filling rate is roughly 2 times higher than the European average rate due to its long-term contract with Russian gas exporter Gazprom. Since the start of Russia's military operation in Ukraine in late February, the EU has imposed sweeping sanctions on Moscow's energy exports, including a cap on the price of shipping oil by sea, which took effect last month. Budapest demanded and received several exemptions from the embargo. Prime Minister Viktor Orban has repeatedly stated that if Brussels does not change its sanctions policies, they will inevitably backfire on the bloc's economy and energy security.